This is Boxing Talk 8576, man. I want to give out a couple shout outs before I start my video to some people that's been subscribing to my channel, supporting me. Some other boxing channels like Zone 6. I listen to his channel a lot. He have a lot of great subjects, and have get people minds working, because we need to have discussions on boxing, not be so angry with each other because everybody have different opinions, just talk about them, and he really does a great job of bringing great dialogue to boxing. Boxing Beats and Rhymes, I listen to his channel. He been showing good support. Dante's Boxing Nation, he's been giving me some great support, watching my videos, critiquing it, telling me good vid. And Bloodfest, he's showing support, he subscribed to my channel. I got like 20 subscribers. I'm just not starting off, so thanks for all the support. My brother-in-law Maurice Mitchell, he been showing me support on my videos, showing me great support on my videos, critiquing my videos, giving me dialogue back. My young daughter, actually, she's only 13. She likes Floyd Mayweather. She's been critiquing my videos, telling me I should talk about Mayweather more, but that's a story for another day. She's a Mayweather lover, but I need to, teach her more about the sport of boxing. She thinks boxing just started with Floyd Mayweather, but today I want to talk about how boxing and how much money actually is in boxing, because people think it's a whole lot of money in boxing. It's not a whole lot of money in boxing. There's only a few fighters at the top of the A-list that's making really good money, and then you got people down at the bottom that's making less than $20,000 a year. I know Dwyer, you can go to his boxing channel. That's a great boxing channel. I know Dwyer and a couple other boxing channels that I listen to, D-Style and Zone 6. I know they have touched on this subject about there's not a lot of money in boxing. Floyd Mayweather made a record $41 million fighting Canelo Alvarez, and I think Alvarez made like $10 or $14 million, something like that. I know his report said 14, and now his report said, the last report said 10 million, so I'm not sure. It's in that range, but that's a lot of money, especially for a young fighter of his age in his first big fight. Mayweather was on the Forbes list for the highest paid athlete, so people look at that and say, oh man, it's a lot of money in boxing. No, it's not a whole lot of money in boxing. I used to fight. I had a couple professional fights. I had about two, and I made $400 for each of them, and it was like 4-round fights, which is pretty good. You're making $400 for 4 rounds. It's that's decent. But by people looking at that Forbes list, they think it's a lot of money in boxing. See, boxing is not like basketball, football, hockey and tennis and stuff like that, where year-to-year reports come out on how much actually the sport is making. We don't know how much money boxing is making year to year. It's just the books are not open like that. They don't have a governing body. It's like a lot of independence in boxing. Like you got different management groups and all that, and just it's a whole lot of stuff. People don't know actually how much money is in boxing. But see, you have to look at the endorsements. See, Mayweather he's the highest paid athlete on average, but he has zero endorsement deals. See, the endorsement deals is what brings a lot of attention to your sport of people that's not like your casual fans. You have boxing fans that's going to look at boxing regardless, but then you have a lot of people that don't watch boxing and see if you had someone pushing endorsements. I see Canelo got some commercials and Pacquiao got some commercials, but Mayweather he has zero commercials. I don't know why. I think it's because of some 24/7 episodes, he was saying some gay slurs and not talking politically correct, and people, I guess endorsements didn't come his way, because people don't like to endorse controversial figures, so. But if he had endorsements and by him getting paid being the highest paid boxer, it would bring more people that's not really boxing fans into boxing. So I don't know. Boxing needs to do a better job of promoting these fighters. I think they need to be on prime time like they used to be back in the day. They used to be on ABC Worldwide of Sports when they used to show boxing matches like every Saturday. I remember being young and sitting around with my uncles. They used to watch boxing like on the Saturdays, on Saturday afternoon, and the boxing used to be on almost all day. But they don't have it on prime time anymore. But they need to bring it to prime time to show these young fighters, because people have to get to know these fighters. You have to have it's kind of like a relationship. You have to build up notoriety. So when these guys become stars, people have I know him because I followed him when he was 18, 19, 20, followed him from the Olympics, and then I followed him, his career as he progressed. See, that's how Sugar Ray Leonard and them became more stars. Sugar Ray Leonard was a great endorsement. He had great endorsement deals because people knew him from the Olympics and they grew with him. So he had fans, and boxing was more popular then. Boxing is popular as far as hardcore fans, but it's not popular as far as casual fans. We need to bring casual fans in, and to do that, they need to get back on prime time. How these young fighters, kind of like how the UFC does. The UFC has they have a lot of their young fighters fight on these everyday cards, and a lot of times they're on TV, and you get to see the young fighters coming up, and they just keep throwing out more and more shows. See, boxing is not that way. Boxing it's a lot of politics in boxing because it's a different governing bodies, sanctioning bodies, different management groups. See, in the UFC, one thing I don't think UFC is better than boxing, but one thing UFC does that boxing need to do, or boxing needs a governing body, because UFC has Dana White, and when Dana White say you're gonna fight this man, this man, or this man, if you don't fight him, you don't fight in the UFC. And it's harder for fighters in the UFC to duck fighters because Dana White is not gonna allow it to happen. He's not gonna allow you to duck no one. If it's a fight that the fans want to see, the fans are going to get the fight more than likely. See, in boxing, because you got management groups, you got top ranked Golden Boy, you got Golden Boy fighters saying they can't fight top ranked fighters because the two management groups can't come together. You don't have that in the UFC. It's one person saying you're gonna fight, you're gonna fight. See, if we had like a governing body to where we had they had like a panel of people, or couple people, and we had like a pay scale in boxing. That's what they needed. They need like a pay scale where, okay, we know the biggest audience in boxing are the Mexican fans, and see, that's why Mayweather fights a lot of Mexican fans, because he's trying to make as much money as possible. He knows that is the fan base that you can make a lot of money off of. See, he say the reason why he don't fight black fighters is because black fighters don't bring in money. But see, if we had like a pay scale to where you get paid a certain amount of money for fighting people that actually earn the title shot. Did Canelo really earn a title shot? No, he didn't earn a title shot. He had one good high-profile victory, and that was over Austin Trout. I think really Canelo was probably 2 years away from having a big fight of that magnitude with Mayweather. I thought fighters like Tim Bradley put in the work. I thought Devin Alexander and Tim Bradley put in more work than Canelo Alvarez. But see, Canelo Alvarez got it because he was more popular. See, that's what Mayweather is going after, the popularity, which is fine. You want to make a lot of money. It is prize fighting, but it's a lot of fighters that are being passed over like mandatories. It's like fighters are not fighting their mandatories. Fighters don't fight their mandatories anymore because they can just go for a big money fight, and then you leave the guy that's been your mandatory for like 2 or 3 years. They've been waiting on a big payday, and deservingly so. That's why he's a mandatory, because he deserved the right to fight the champion. Now he can't fight the champion because the champion won the big money fight, which is fine. But I think if we had a governing body, they should make you fight your mandatory, because those guys are the grit and the grind of boxing, and they do the dirty work in boxing so the superstars can be superstars, and they don't even get their shot. They need to get their shot, man. I'm serious. We need to stop all the crazy shit in boxing. They need to get their shot, because I know what it is to train after day after day after day. You actually putting in blind work because you don't know if you're gonna have a fight. So a lot of people get pulled out of fights. You don't get paid most of the time when a fighter pull out a fight. You just left in the cold. You did all that training really for nothing. So these guys need to have their shot at the champion. And a lot of fighters are making well under $20,000 a year. We're gonna be frank. See, my trainer, he fought 21 times in a year, and he said he didn't even make close to $10,000. Let's just revisit that. He fought 21 times in a year. 21 times in a year. He said he did not even make $10,000. So this is like the real deal about why it's not a lot of money in boxing. That's why when guys fight their way up the ladder and become a mandatory for a champion, and the champion runs off and go fight a big fight with a guy probably that did not deserve the title shot over the mandatory, most likely he did not deserve the title shot over the mandatory. Now the mandatory looking like, man, you fighting that guy, and I've been struggling and coming up the ranks, doing what I'm supposed to do, beating guys that they put in front of me, beating good guys, really good fighters, and you gonna go fight a guy that because he's popular and can sell tickets. Now I'm left out in the cold, but that's the way it works in boxing, because we have no governing body. There's no leadership at the top. We don't have no leadership. Everybody running around doing their own thing. But the biggest thing is they need a pay scale so these fighters can start getting paid at least a decent amount of money, because let's face it, boxing is a hurt business. They don't have no medical insurance. You're not going to be insured if you get really, really hurt. You don't have no plan, no retirement plans, no retirement plan in boxing like it is in football and baseball and hockey and all those other sports. No retirement plan. So all your revenue comes off your back, your hard work, your sweat, your training, and fighting, getting in the ring, making the most of your opportunity, trying to make as much money as possible before you retire. Hopefully you retire and you have all your faculties, and you're not badly brain damaged or injured in a way where you have a bad quality of life, because let's just face it, this is boxing. This is the hurt business. So people are serious about making their money. They have to, what I'm saying, a lot of these fighters have families they have to take care of, trying to put their kids through school and all that, and I don't know, a lot of them get screwed over, man. A lot of fighters get screwed over. You got Mayweather making 30, he's guaranteed for this 6-fight deal for Showtime, he's guaranteed $34 million a fight, regardless of whoever he fights. So he needs to give some of these black fighters an opportunity to fight. Like Tim Bradley just beat Marquez. Tim Bradley deserves a Mayweather fight, and that's hands down. He deserved the Mayweather fight before Amir Khan. Amir Khan do not deserve a Mayweather fight based on his popularity. No, it shouldn't go based on your popularity. It should go on what Tim Bradley did. Tim Bradley did hard work. Tim Bradley beat some tough fighters. See, it's a thing in boxing where let's say you have a young prospect, and let's say he went to the Olympics and he won a gold medal. Now, he's gonna have a good management team behind him because he won the gold medal. And what they're gonna do, they're gonna feed him fighters where he can look good on spectacular on TV. You know, when you put him on HBO or Showtime, he can look really, really good. And you know what I'm saying, the public start buying in on, you know what I'm saying, you start buying in on his potential. You're like, oh man, he's a great fighter, man. You know. And then that's how he started making a lot of money. Then you have fighters like Tim Bradley that don't win a gold medal. They're not gonna put tomato cans in front of him. He's gonna have to fight tough guys. He's gonna have to fight tough guys his whole career, basically. His whole career, he's gonna have to go through tough guys, hungry dog guys. They are there to take his head off, like Kendall Holt. Fighters like that. Fighters like Lamont Peterson. Fighters like Marquez, what he just fought. Fighters like Pacquiao, which he fought, which was a disputed loss, which I thought he lost the fight, but that's neither here or there. That's old news. But he fought a lot of fighters, which he was not the favorite. You know, a lot of fighters, like privileged fighters, get these fighters like Chavez Jr. He got like 40-something wins. Him and Canelo have 40-something wins. Trust me, a lot of those fighters were fighters in there. Over half they were fighters in there given to them to make them look good. Let's be honest, man. They had Golden Boy behind them. That's a powerful, you know, promotional company. They're not gonna put them in there with nobody that's gonna, you know, crack the golden egg. They're gonna put people in there where their fighter can learn something, but learn at the lowest risk possible. You know, no high risk fights unless they're gonna cash out. See, that's why that Mayweather fight made perfect sense for Canelo and Golden Boy. You know, do we let Canelo fight Anderson Lara and make $2 million, or do we let him fight Mayweather where we can make a lot of money and he can make $10 or $14 million? If we're gonna crack the golden goose, we're gonna crack the golden. It's gonna come at a high price. We're gonna put him in there with Mayweather. We're gonna make a lot of money. He lose, he win. We all win because he makes $10-14 million and we make a lot of money off of him. We're not gonna crack the golden goose for Anderson Lara with the high risk, no reward, which he should have been fighting. You know, either Lara or someone else with a either Sergio Martinez or somebody like that. He was at least 2 or 3 big fights away from deserving to fight with Mayweather. Let's be honest. But he had Golden Boy behind him, so you know they got him to fight. There was reports that he was thinking about leaving Golden Boy if he didn't get the Mayweather fight. So I guess, you know, he got the Mayweather fight because, you know, he had some strings to pull because he has a huge fan base. So I don't know, we just need to come up with a system so we can stop having these fighters duck, you know, great challenges. You know what I'm saying? Like you see Amir Khan and Bradley. Amir Khan, I'm not gonna say he's ducking Bradley, but he's going after the Mayweather fight because he knows he has the fan base to get the Mayweather fight. See, Bradley don't have the fan base to say, I need a Mayweather fight. What Bradley has to do, I mean not Bradley, well Bradley too. You know, Bradley don't have the fan base to say, you know, I demand a Mayweather fight. Look at my fans I have. Look all the money I can generate. See, Amir Khan, he can say that. He can say, look all the money I can generate. See, that's why he's not gonna fight Devin Alexander. I don't know what that situation is, but they say one day they're gonna fight, next day they're not gonna fight. But see, Devin Alexander can't say, I don't need Amir Khan. I'm gonna go fight Mayweather because I have fans. Devin Alexander don't have fans. He needs Amir Khan, you know, to make a great. It's gonna be his biggest payday when he fight Amir Khan, or either he fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. But this is the problem we're gonna continue running into. See, this is the blueprint. Every fighter trying to follow the Mayweather blueprint, which is low risk, duck. Kind of the duckest thing, duck fighters, fight popular fighters, make a lot of money. It's fine making a lot of money. This is prize fighting, but what it does, it water down the matchups that we can have. You know what I'm saying? Like Amir Khan. Do you know how great of a matchup that would be? Amir Khan versus Devin Alexander. Amir Khan has chin problems, but he still got speed, still got great skills. We don't know what Amir Khan gonna show up. If a great Amir Khan shows up and a great Devin Alexander shows up, we gonna have a great fight on our hands. You know what I'm saying? And that can probably turn into like a second fight. We don't know. We don't know. You don't know what it will turn into. But I don't know. When Mayweather, to me, it'll be all boxing to be. I know this sounds silly, and a lot of Mayweather fans gonna say, "Oh no." It's gonna be better when Mayweather retires because it's gonna force all these young fighters that's coming up right now to fight each other for the right to be the next king. Cause see, everybody is trying to position themselves to fight Mayweather, and they're ducking harder guys to go out to softer guys so they can say, okay, I don't want to risk getting a loss because if I get a loss, I'm always at the back of the bus and now I can't fight Mayweather. See, that's the mentality that they going after. Instead of going after the highest challenge, they going after the low risk challenge and not fighting a guy that they should be fighting so they can set themselves up to fight Mayweather. And boxing is going to be, I'm telling y'all, boxing is going to be way better far as competition wise when Mayweather retires, because right now he's sucking all the revenue from everybody else. You know, Mayweather making $41 million for one fight. Do you know how many fight cards you can set up for that? You know how many pay-per-views and young fighters, young hungry lion fighters that we can get great fights from, that you can set up from all that money you pay Mayweather? A whole lot, man. A whole lot. Because you got Mayweather, Pacquiao, of course, probably Andre Ward, Canelo, with that big purse that he got. They making good money. Then you got the middle people. I mean, you got Cotto up there with them too. Then you got the middle people. You got Shane Mosley. You know what I'm saying? You got probably Timothy Bradley. You got Sergio Martinez, and then you got a big drop off. You know what I'm saying? And you know, some people making, you know, and then you got the thousandaires boxers. You know, there's only making like a couple thousand to fight. If we can put those guys in the front, you know, headline some of those guys and get the heavyweight division going, because I'm telling you, boxing will be. I did a video on a heavyweight tournament, but boxing will be a whole lot bigger if we had a heavyweight champion. If we had a heavyweight that emerges, you know what I'm saying, that takes on a personality, you know what I'm saying, because I'm willing to bet a heavyweight champion, or you know, American heavyweight, preferably American heavyweight, can get some crazy endorsements if he, you know. I like Deontay Wilder, you know, Deontay Wilder. He has a lot of charisma. You know, he knocks people out. You know, people like knockouts, and you know, he can be a good endorsement guy. You know, pitch, you know, some good endorsement deals to bring more, shed more light on boxing. As far as the casual fans, I believe he can bring them in, but I don't know what Golden Boy doing. They need to put him on a pay-per-view. You know, he needs to be, you know, the second fight, you know, the second best fight on pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? The right up under the headliner. You know what I'm saying? Like, they got Adrian Broner finna fight Marcus McDonough. Why don't you put him on there? Why don't you, you know, highlight him on there? Why don't you highlight him on the pay-per-view for Mayweather? Mayweather got 4 more fights left. Why don't you put him on every one of those to build him up? That's how y'all build Canelo up. Then you can build him up. You build Canelo up, you can build him up. Don't say there's no money in black fighters. I'm telling you, it's money in black fighters. Black people will support their black fighters. You have to start investing in these fighters, these young hungry fighters like Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia deserves a Mayweather fight. Everybody they put in front of him, that man beat. And I wasn't really high on Danny Garcia at first, but he beat Morales twice. You know what I'm saying? He beat Zab Judah. He knocked out Amir Khan. I thought Amir Khan was gonna beat him. To be honest, I picked Amir Khan to beat him. He beat Amir Khan. You know what I'm saying? He beat Lucas Matisse. See, that's a fighter that nothing was given to. See, that's why I understand why his father gets a little angry, because nothing was given to Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, a lot of his fights, he fought Kendall Holt too, a big puncher. A lot of his fights, people thought he was going to lose, but he won. See, that's the fighter that deserves a Mayweather fight versus Canelo. I'm not trying to bash Canelo Alvarez, but he did not deserve the Mayweather fight. He was at least 3 fights away, 2 or 3 fights away. Danny Garcia deserves a Mayweather fight right now, but he's not going to get it right now. He's going to continue beating these hard fighters, continue proving himself, which he's already, he got my respect. I'm putting my hands up. The man has my respect. But just leave me some comments, in the comment section, and tell me how we can fix the money scale in boxing. This is Boxing Talk 8576. I'm out.